By the way, it's called the Affordable Care Act. It's called the Affordable Care Act. Affordable. Affordable. There's a reason. Affordable. Affordable.
Examples that they think are bad, I've called lies. Mr. President, that is simply untrue. I have never come to the floor, to my recollection, and never said a word about any of the examples that Republicans have given regarding Obamacare. But in those tales, turned out to be just that, tales. Stories made up from whole cloth, lies.
I guess the best of his recollection ain't too good. Joining us now is Charles Hurd, columnist for the Washington Times, and his latest out there is Democrats will win if Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid lose power November 4th. Hey, Charles.
Hey, Steve.
It's crazy when I watch these videos and hear what they say. I mean, Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid could have a weekly series of things that they say that are just so outrageous. But talk about why you think Democrats will be better off without them at the helm.
And you should also just have one warning to listeners that unless they want to waste their entire day, do not Google Harry Reid blooper reel or Nancy Pelosi blooper reel, because I can tell you from experience, it takes hours. You will wake up and 5 hours will have gone by.
And Harry Reid's reel might put you to sleep.
Oh, it would, and that's part of it. I mean, that's what's so crazy about them is that they're terrible at what they do. They're terrible at communicating what they're supposed to be communicating. They're terrible at nobody trusts them to speak the truth. The reporters who cover them have to completely suspend all sort of suspicion or disbelief in order to just pretend to take them seriously. And in all seriousness, Steve, I think this could be a tremendous opportunity for Democrats and the Democratic Party. For if they lose control of the Senate and then lose more seats in the House, it is a perfect prime opportunity for Democrats in Congress to finally throw these two clowns overboard and start anew with serious Democratic leaders. And there are, Steny Hoyer is a very serious guy. He's a liberal. He's a Democrat, but he's not. I don't think he's a liar. I don't think he makes things up. He's not Looney Tunes. And I think that the most of the caucus would probably get behind him very quickly. But
he's not a what? But Charles, in all seriousness, he's not a woman.
That's, of course, the built-in problem with the Democratic Party is that they have this cobbled together all these little special interest groups that of course, you put your finger right on the real problem there. But I bet, at some point, and this is why I think this is such a serious thing, is because we can laugh about it, but real damage is done when these buffoons go up and say the idiotic things that they say and address the American people in the manner in which they do. Americans have lost all hope in our system of governance. They just think that, and there should be a difference between Congress and our democracy. We should still have respect for our democracy, even if we have no respect for these particular people in Congress. But these people have so denigrated the office. And what Harry Reid has done with the nuclear option and the way that he has broken the system as the founders envisioned it, it's scary. And I do believe there comes a point where you can't fix it any longer.
Yeah, and could you imagine if the American public actually all heard and saw Harry Reid say, "Why should I save a kid with cancer?" I have people in my district that have been furloughed. They have their own problems. Yeah. That probably would have been the end of him right then and there. Very briefly, the president says we should treat these people who go to Africa and treat the Ebola patients as heroes. The ones who treat the patients here as heroes. Yet the nurse now in Maine, she refuses to stay in her house voluntarily. She's going to sue. And you have the doctor with Ebola in New York lied to the people about using the subway. They found his Metro card and confronted him and says you used it. He said, okay, you got me.
All right, and this is the dishonesty of the rhetoric out of this White House is what is so staggering to me. Yes, you have doctors and nurses. Who is Obama talking to that he thinks he needs to tell us that they're heroic? and that the people who lay down their lives to serve people who have Ebola are heroic. Nobody doesn't think that.
Right.
We all think that. They are heroic, and we applaud them.
30 seconds, Charles. Go ahead. Yeah.
But that's totally different from somebody then coming back to the United States, lying about it, and endangering Americans. Those are two separate things. But these people, they conflate the two because they know they can't win their argument unless they conflate the two.
Absolutely.
And it's just despicable.
All right, folks. Check out Charles Hurd at WashingtonTimes.com, and we'll speak to you next week, my friend.
Thanks, Steve.
Take care. Charles Hurd, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back. Don't go away.